morning guys, here in Oslob today in the Philippines, which is famous for the whale shark dive, which is happening just over here. You see all these boats and the pontoons are, loads of snorkelers in the water. It was a 4 AM wake up call. We left Magic Islands at 4:30. We got here just before 6 o'clock, so we're here for sunrise. It's a beautiful one happening over there. And I really just wanted to convey my thoughts because I've heard lots of horror stories from people in the past around this whale shark dive, and you know, there's an absolute melee of people, snorkelers everywhere, arms and legs, and you know, it wasn't great for the sharks. But having done one dive, we're doing 2 dives here, we're on a service interval at the moment, but having done one dive, you know what, it's not as bad as I was expecting. Yes, there are a lot of snorkelers in the water, but there are wardens in the water as well. They're keeping the snorkelers back. They seem to be pretty hot on that, which is quite good. There's a lot of rules and regulations that you need to follow. You can't wear sun cream, you can't carry a pointy stick, no flashes, no strobes, no video torches. You've got to stay 5 meters away from the sharks at all time. So it's pretty good, seems to be well organised. It's a sandy bottom, so there was a bit of churn heading out. The water rim was sort of maxing out about 8 or 9 meters, but you're generally around sort of 3 or 4 meters most of the time, so you're hovering just underneath the sharks. Visibility wasn't actually that bad, that close up. And we've seen a ton load of sharks. We've seen juveniles at sort of 5 or 6 meters long. We've seen a number of adults at sort of 10, 11 meters plus. We've had 2 or 3 sharks in the shot at the same time. So yeah, I think if someone was to ask me, should they do this shark dive, the whale shark dive, if they're in the Philippines? You know what, actually you should. I appreciate it's not as Mother Nature intended. They're obviously feeding the whale sharks krill to keep them in this area. So there's lots of krill floating around, there's lots of bits of food floating around in the water column. There's a number of batfish that are scooping up bits of krill that the whale sharks are leaving behind. But if you want to get up close to whale sharks and you know, you want to get some good footage and some good photos, yeah, it seems to be pretty well organised. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. We've got one more dive to do, so my opinion might change, so I'll maybe catch up with you on that when I get back to the resort. But yeah, if you're here in the Philippines, whoever you're diving with, if you get the chance to do this, do you know what, it's well worth the money. I think between Hayley and I, we've got some pretty good photos and video, which we'll show in this video. But yeah, so far so good. We'll do the second dive and I'll let you know how that went. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Cheers. So, second dive done. Pretty incredible. It was just Hayley and I that went on that dive. The rest of the guys that we were with decided to do the snorkel trip. So it was just me, Hayley and the guide in 2.5 meters of water. Loads of whale shark action. Well, sharks were back and forth. Had a couple of sharks mid-water column doing a couple of flybys, which was really cool, with some really nice footage of them. As you can see, this place is already emptied. It's only 10:30 in the morning. From what I hear is the office for buying tickets opens at 6 AM. Apparently there were people here at 3 o'clock to buy tickets for the session today, and the office shuts at 9 o'clock, so just a word of warning if you're planning on just coming by yourself without running it through a dive centre or anything. The last session is at midday, so all the snorkel dive trips are done by 12 o'clock, so it's only from 6 till 12. You can buy tickets until 9 o'clock. If you come with a reputable dive operation, so obviously we're here with Magic Islands, you get VIP passes, so you get to the front of the queue for snorkeling. You don't have to queue up, you don't have to wait, you literally go down, you go in. Snorkel sessions are 30 minutes, dive sessions are 55 minutes. But yeah, done both dives, seen loads of whale sharks, we've seen loads of pufferfish, saw a sea snake or a sea crate on the way out on the second dive. Lots of fish milling around, eating the krill. Beautiful weather, lovely beach. We've just had lunch, it's only 10:30 in the morning. Lunch is done, so we're going to start heading back to the resort shortly. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get a second lunch in and have an afternoon nap because I am shattered. But yeah, all in all, really enjoyed it. Like I say, if you guys are out this way, definitely check it out. If anyone's been and whether you like the dive or not, give us your thoughts down below. It's always good to have a different perspective and some healthy debate. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always guys, feel free to subscribe. It'd be great for you to be around for any future videos. But for now, I'm going to go and jump in the minibus because I'm getting waved at to hurry up. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, bye. Do you know what, there's so many things in life that come with pros and cons, and there is no exception to the whale shark dive. Because of the cons, I guess I nearly didn't edit this video together. I was very aware of the feedback surrounding the people that were against it. But I'm all for democracy, I'm all for having a healthy debate, and I've put it together, and I really just wanted to list out some of those pros and cons. So from a con perspective, the whale sharks are fed, it's unnatural, and I get that it's unnatural. There's some negative feedback surrounding the fact that they are in shallow water for a portion of the day feeding, and also that they're feeding at an angle which is generally unnatural to them in the wild. And there's also the fact that they're in the water with a lot of snorkelers at the same time. What I will say with the so-called snorkelers is that they aren't given fins, and they are made to wear life jackets. So I don't know about you, but it's nigh on impossible to duck dive down under the water with a life jacket and no fins. And this is really just to stop the snorkelers trying to get too close to the whale sharks. And what I did see with the wardens, that they were quite active in anyone that strayed away from their little pontoon, that were pushed back. But from a positive perspective, I think I know a lot of divers that have dived for a long time have never come across a whale shark. So to give them the opportunity to get close to a whale shark, I think is a great thing. They aren't penned in, they're free to come and go as they please. And we saw a number of sharks coming and going during the time that they were there. And for the people that I've spoken to that have studied them in that area, they have been quite clear that the snorkeling process at Oslob has actually helped to increase the number of whale sharks in the area. There's far more juveniles in the area than there used to be, so therefore they are mating. And it also gives the marine biologists a much greater opportunity to study the whale sharks in an environment that they probably wouldn't have been able to do in the wild. But probably most importantly for me is that the fishermen, well, I call them fishermen, the guys that are on the boats feeding the krill to the whale sharks, they were the fishermen that used to hunt and kill the sharks. Not just the whale sharks, but sharks in general, fish in general. And, you know, I think they've just kind of cottoned on that there's a greater payday there for them by feeding the whale sharks than there is by fishing and killing a lot of the marine animals in the area, including other sharks. So for me, that's a big positive. So while I get that there's a lot of people that are against the whale shark dive at Oslob, I can see the benefits, and I think for me the benefits outweigh any of the negatives. You know, from what I've experienced, I thought it was okay. I would recommend it, and I think the pros by far outweigh the cons in this situation. My thoughts, if you've got a different thought, add it down below, but you know, the great thing in life is that we're all different and we can all have our own opinion. But I just wanted to really be clear about why I've done it and my thoughts behind it. Anyway, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, take care, see you soon, bye.